student Eileen Martinez is suing 25-year-old homemaker Shauna Knapp for choking her during an argument at a gas station. Shauna is countersuing, claiming Eileen started the fight.
Yeah, this is case number 56 on the calendar in the matter of Martinez versus Knapp. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Well, on the 3rd of January of this year, one of you two ladies had a really bad day. I don't understand it when women fight with each other over who's first at a gas pump, but I guess I'm going to find out. So, Miss Martinez, this happened on January 3rd, according to your complaint. I would like you to tell me where it happened, what time it happened, who pulled up to the gas pump first, and how it was that Miss Knapp assaulted you, because Miss Knapp said that you were the one who assaulted her, and she's counterclaiming. Is that right, madam?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
I was at the gas station waiting for the pump. Somebody was ahead of me, and so I waited until the person finished, and I started pulling forward when Mrs. Knapp just came rushing in, parked her van counterwise, and she got out of the car. I got out of my car to let her know that I was waiting for the pump first. And she said, well, I don't give an F. And she started screaming.
Who was in the car with you?
My daughter.
You were?
Yes.
So what happened next?
I got back in my car. I thought she was going to leave. And I said, well, okay. Then I'll go ahead and use the pump.
So she moved her car?
Yeah.
And where did she move it to?
And I saw her leaving.
Oh, so she moved out of the gas station?
Yes.
No.
Get to you in a minute. All right. Go ahead. Come on.
I started pumping the gas, and she came around to the other side.
To the other side of the pump?
To the other side of the pump. Now we're facing each other, and she told me, what the F are you looking at? And I said, well, ma'am, I told you very politely that I was waiting for the pump first. And here comes her mother, screaming at me, saying, well, no, you didn't, because I heard your mouth all the way inside the car.
She was in the car with her mother?
Yeah.
All right. Would you move up to the assault? How do you allege she assaulted you?
The two ladies, they're screaming at me now. And Miss Knapp, she says something to me, and that's when she punched me. And I went against my car, and when I realized what was going on, I had the two ladies on top of me.
She and her mother?
She and her mother. She had me by the neck.
Never touched her.
She had me by the neck.
Go ahead.
And two men came to take the two ladies off from me. They pulled the...
Did you have any injuries?
Yes. She shifted the bones on my neck.
You have any reports from a doctor?
Yes.
Can I see everything that you have, please? I see this photograph that shows a bruise on your back.
On my back.
Was that as a result of being pushed on the car?
Yes.
Okay. So you went to a chiropractic clinic on the 11th, and your complaint was neck pain radiating into your arm as a result of an assault. On the 4th, you went to the hospital, and the doctor there notes that you had a bruise or crushing injury of the deep tissue in the back. Okay, Miss Knapp, now I'd like you to tell me your version of what happened, please.
When I pulled up to the gas station, there was two cars on the side that her car was on. I didn't know that there was anybody in the white car, which was the car that they were in. So when the car that was in the middle pulled away, I went to pull up, and she just zipped right up. And if I hadn't hit my brakes, she would have hit the front end of my van.
Well, then what you're saying, Miss Knapp, is you didn't see her because she was short? Miss Knapp?
More or less, yes. Because it didn't look like there was, from the angle that my van was sitting at, it didn't look like there was anybody in the car.
Then you were wrong.
I was wrong, yes.
Fine.
I was wrong.
So what happened at that point?
I got out to make sure that, you know, when I hit my brakes, I got out just to make sure that she didn't bump my car, I didn't bump her or whatever. And
well, you would have heard that if somebody bumped a car.
Yeah, you're right.
So you got out of your car.
It was a reaction more than anything.
Listen to me carefully. So you got out of your car.
Yes. I got out and I went around, and she got out and started saying that I was in her way and she was there first, and I was just like, okay, whatever. You know, she was mouthing off, and I just...
No, mouthing off.
I
What
blew
was
it
she saying?
off.
Shh. Pay careful attention. You got out of your car.
Yes.
For no reason. And she said to you, I was here first.
And she was asking me, how am I supposed to pump my gas if you're in the way?
Right.
So
And did you answer her?
I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't see you sitting there.
Oh, good. So you said, listen to me. So you said to her, I'm sorry, I didn't see you sitting there. And what did you do next?
I turned around, I got back in the van, and I moved my van because it just wasn't worth arguing over.
Perfect. So what happened next?
I drove around because the 2 cars that were on the other side of the pumps had left. So I just pulled around to go on that side and pump my gas.
Great. And what happened next?
I got out and I started pumping my gas, and she's just standing there staring at me. And I was just like, what? What are you looking at? And she just kept staring at me, and finally I was just like, what? What are you staring at me for? And she started yelling at me.
What did she say when she started yelling at you?
She's like, you got in the way.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Shh. Miss Knapp, you did it is not an answer. What was she saying to you?
She's like, you were in the way. Why didn't you just move? You knew I was there first. No, I was like, no, I didn't. I was like, I didn't know anybody was in the car. I said, as far as I knew, somebody was in the...
Miss Knapp, that didn't happen. This last portion of what you just told me never happened. You just made that up. This lady didn't continue, as she was pumping her gas, to complain to you about, I can't pump my gas, your car was in the way. That doesn't happen because that doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. It's not true. So forget that part of it because that's not true.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You know what your problem is? I'm going to tell you what your problem is. You pled guilty.
I didn't plead guilty. I pled no contest.
Same difference.
And later today,
How did he obtain temporary custody?
I went to Fairview Riverside Chemical Dependency for alcohol.
Did he also have a drinking problem?
No.
You were aware of her drinking problem, sir?
I was.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Eileen Martinez claims Shauna Knapp choked her during an argument over a gas pump.
Okay. Now you tell me your version of how she assaulted you.
I kept telling her just to drop it,
Just
leave
to
it
drop
alone.
it.
Because
So you're telling her to drop it.
She was pumping her gas, I was pumping mine, and as far as I was concerned, it was over with.
Good.
And she kept yelling at me, and why don't you just shut up then? I'm like, well, shut up and leave me alone, and I will shut up. And she kept yelling, and finally I was just like, look, I'm pregnant, I've got a lot of stuff to do, I don't need this right now, just leave me alone. I must have told her 10, 20 times just to leave me alone.
So what happened next?
And that's when she came flying across the gas pump at me. If I hadn't have pushed her, she would have slammed right into me.
So she came, just a second, she came flying across. She came flying.
She came at me.
She came at you, and you did what?
When she was coming at me, I pushed her away from me, because if I hadn't, she would have ran right into me.
Right. And then what happened next?
She came back at me again, except this time when I went to push her away from me, she tangled her hand up in the neckline of my shirt, which she tore my shirt up. The neckline of my shirt is destroyed. This was a brand new shirt.
Terrible.
I was trying to push her away from me, but I couldn't.
So what did you do?
I backed her up against her car, and I was just holding her there. She's claiming I punched her in the face, but I never swung at her. Because the jewelry I have on is the jewelry I always wear. If I had hit her with that ring on, she would have been cut or bruised or something.
I'm still listening to how she assaulted you.
She came flying across the gas pump at me.
She still hadn't touched you, madam. You were the one who pushed her.
She was swinging at me as she was coming across.
Madam, you're making it up as you're going along. Now, Miss Knapp, you know what your problem is? I'm going to tell you what your problem is. You pled guilty.
I didn't have a choice.
Listen to me. You pled guilty.
I know I did.
You always have a choice. You were arrested for assault.
I was not arrested.
You were given a summons for assault. You appeared before a judge. You gave me a whole big story that your husband was scheduled to go to Iraq, and you were going to have a baby, and you were going to move, and a whole song and dance. So you had no choice but to go in and plead guilty. Is that what you're going to tell me?
Yes, ma'am, because it's the truth.
Okay. So let me tell you about your counterclaim. Your counterclaim is out the window, because when one pleads guilty to assault, which is what you did, you can't then turn around and sue the complainant and say, you assaulted me. Because the court found beyond a reasonable doubt, based upon your plea, that you assaulted her.
You know, she claims that I hurt her so bad. Why did she go to the magistrate's office and press charges the same night that this happened instead of going to the hospital, which is what I did. I went to straight to the hospital after this happened.
Did you have a report from the hospital showing any bruises or contusions on your body?
I didn't have any bruises because
you bruised her. You managed to get her away from you.
I didn't touch her.
You did. You just told me you touched her.
Yeah, I backed her up against the car, but that's all I did.
Right.
She's the one that hauled off and kicked me after the scuffle was even over.
I don't believe you.
Well, you weren't there.
It doesn't make sense that this woman who weighs maybe 100 pounds started up with you, and you've had your baby already, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
I had
and
to be induced because of her.
Listen to me carefully. So at that time when you had your baby, you're a pretty big woman now, you were another 40 pounds heavier? Yeah, right, every bit of it. So it doesn't make sense to me that this woman who weighs 100 pounds is going to start up with somebody who weighs 200 pounds.
Weight doesn't count for intelligence. So
you're absolutely right.
Because I tried to back away from it, and she wouldn't leave it alone.
You're absolutely right. What happened was you lost your temper. You pulled in front of her car. Your mind was someplace else because there wasn't only one person sitting in her car. There were two people sitting in her car. And you didn't see her. And she got out of her car. She said, "What are you doing?" And she zipped right up. That really annoyed you. You may have been having a bad day. Your husband is getting ready to go.
No,
You're 9 months pregnant. You may have had it up to here, and you overreacted, but you didn't behave appropriately. I don't even have to make that judgment here, although I'm trying to get it through to you. Quiet. You pled guilty. That means beyond a reasonable doubt you are guilty of assaulting her.
I didn't plead guilty. I pled no contest.
Same difference.
Well, I didn't know that at the time.
Same difference. Well, if you didn't know it at the time, somebody didn't give you good advice. I'm here to give you good advice. Judgment for the plaintiff, and the amount requested, $4,000, and your counterclaim is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She lied to the police, she lied to the judge, and she got away with it. That's all it was.
I think she and her mom, they had a bad day and they took it out on me.
I kept telling her to back off and just leave it alone because it was over with. She didn't want to do it.
She was using foul language.
Oh, it probably could have been handled a different way, but, you know, I'm not the one that started it.
I hope she learned her lesson.
Yeah, she's $4,000 richer, but I don't care.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Lightheart versus Prentice. Step forward, please.
Roofing salesman Mark Lightheart is suing his ex-girlfriend, apartment manager Rhonda Prentice, for a loan to regain custody of her youngest daughter. Mark says Rhonda lost custody when she went into rehab.
Mr. Lightheart, you and the defendant, according to what I read, were involved in a relationship. You loaned her a substantial amount of money in order for her to retain the services of an attorney that she needed for a custody case. Custody case involving
My 6-year-old daughter.
and you are no longer together. You claim this was clearly a loan. She was supposed to pay you back. The defendant says that there was no way this was a loan. This was a gift because you knew how important it was for you to have custody of your daughter. Is that right?
Right.
And the child was with your former husband? Or were you not married to the father of that child?
Right. He's had temporary custody since last April. So I'm.
How did he obtain temporary custody?
I went to Fairview Riverside Chemical Dependency for alcohol.
And how long were you in rehab?
3 weeks.
Okay. Tell me how it came about that you asked him to give you this money.
Shortly after I got out of the hospital last year, April 4th, that's when I had found out that my ex-husband took temporary custody. Okay. So the minute I walked out of treatment, I was running for an attorney.
And you found one?
Correct.
And then what did you do?
That's when I talked to him and had asked him if he'd be willing to help, and he said he'd do basically, you know, anything. It was my daughter, and we're in a relationship.
And there was never any discussion about repayment? He said, I'll do anything that's necessary to help you?
Basically, yeah.
Well, not basically.
Yes.
Is that what he said to you? I'll do anything
yes, he
to
did
help
say
you?
Right.
Okay, and how long had you been involved in a relationship with him, Miss Prentice?
The fall before, so August or September.
And you had lived together?
I had an apartment, and then he was going to move in. And he did, but then he moved out.
How long did you live together?
A couple weeks, I think he only stayed there.
And that was after he gave you the money?
Correct.
Okay, but you had dated and were in a relationship for a substantial period of time before you went into rehab?
Yes.
Did he also have a drinking problem?
No.
You were aware of her drinking problem, sir?
I was.
And you were together for how many months prior to her going into rehab?
Probably about 9 months.
Did she call you on the telephone, or were you together when she discussed this money with you?
Both. She had asked me and begged me and for about a week and said that she would pay me back, and I had finally said, you know, yeah. I would borrow her the money.
When she got out of rehab, where was she working?
During the rehab, I believe she had got terminated from her job.
So she wasn't working.
Right.
So what did you expect her to pay you back immediately with?
If it was not to go to a jury trial, the money that I borrowed her was not going to be used for attorney fees, so she was going to pay me back the
So she was just going to give it back to you?
Correct.
And if it did go to a jury trial, where did you expect her to get the money from to pay you back?
She was expecting to get her child back, and she would have gotten child support in the amount of $1,300. And that $1,300 she was going to pay me per month.
And what was she going to support her child on?
That I don't know.
Okay. So how much money did you give her?
I borrowed her $7,000.
First of all, the word is loaned.
Loaned.
You loaned her, according to you, and she borrowed.
Yep.
She says it was a gift. I don't see how you could loan her money if she had no way of repaying you. Tell me about that, sir.
It was under my understanding that I was going to get paid back the loan amount within, whatever, 4 months total time, if not immediately.
I don't buy it. Sir, I could imagine that if you're in a relationship with somebody and she says, I'm desperate and I need money, and you know she has absolutely no way of paying you back, the likelihood of the case going to trial is great, then she certainly wouldn't have money to pay you back because the only money she would get would be child support. She wasn't working. So there was really no way that you could even expect to be paid back. You probably expected to have a long-term relationship with her. Is that a fair statement?
At that time, no, because we weren't really going out. We were still talking, but we weren't in a relationship at the time I borrowed her the money.
You were in a relationship, sir, because you moved into her home. I don't care if it was for 2 weeks. What do you call that? Your house was being painted? Anything else you want to tell me?
Well, during our relationship, she had gotten a settlement from her ex-husband, and she had bought a car cash with this money. When I loaned her the money, she agreed that if she was not able to pay me back the money, she would take out a loan against the car to at least help me recoup some of the cost.
Is that right?
We had talked about...
Just a minute, did you agree to take out a loan against your car?
Well, months later, after when he was telling me he was down and out...
What kind of car is it?
Ford Taurus, 98.
It's an older car. How much did you expect for her to get against that car?
We agreed that she would take out a loan against the car.
Go ahead.
I'd called my banker. He's a personal friend, and the loan value on the car was $3,500.
So that the only money that you really anticipated getting back was money that you could get as a result of taking a loan out against her car.
Had I known I wasn't getting any money back, I would have never have loaned her any money.
That's too bad. I'm smarter than you are. You're not going to get over on me. You understand?
Correct.
Good. I will prepare an order that she is directed to take out the loan against her car through your friend. Do you understand the order? Good. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Now, this is case number 88 on the calendar in the matter of Malafronte versus Barella. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mr. Malafronte, you claim a loan to the defendant, who is your former girlfriend. You say the loan was for some cosmetic surgery that she wanted to have. You broke up. You want your money. That's as simple as that. The defendant says that this was never a loan. It was always a gift. It did not become a loan until after you were no longer together. It's your defense. So, tell me when you started to date Miss Barella.
We began...
No, I'm talking to him. When did you start to date Miss Barella?
Malafronte, ma'am.
I said, when did you start to date
September of
Miss
2000.
Barella?
September of 2000.
Did I not say that right?
You said it right.
Sorry, ma'am.
It just
Thought you were
sounded
talking
like
to her.
Saying you were calling him.
No, when did you start to date Miss Barella?
Around September of 2000.
And when did the subject of this cosmetic surgery come up?
Roughly August, September of 2001.
Did you and Miss Barella live together?
No, we did not.
Tell me about the discussion in August or September of 2001.
Miss Barella, because of her occupation, wanted to
What's her occupation?
She worked at Hooters at the time, ma'am.
What did you do at Hooters?
Waitress and a bartender.
Go ahead.
She wanted to get breast augmentation. She had friends who had it done. Her mother and I had both told her that she didn't need it. Wasn't necessary, but she had it in her mind that she wanted to have it done. So she asked me if I could get her the money.
What exactly did she say to you?
She just asked if I would be able to lend her the money to get the surgery done.
And what did you say?
I said I would go get a loan from the bank for it.
Go ahead.
I took out the loan September of 2001. The surgery was supposed to be performed in October of 2001, which it was. She had agreed that she would make the payments to the bank, and unfortunately, with not being able to work in October because of the surgery, she wasn't able to make the first payment, so I made it. And then November and December, she was playing catch-up on bills, so I made those payments also. January 2002, we got engaged, and since she was still short on money and I did have the money to pay it, I continued to pay it.
Go ahead.
April of 2002, we had decided to go our separate ways and discussed at that time. I had mentioned to her about making the payments on the loan. She told me she was moving into a new apartment and wouldn't have the money at the time. So I said, no problem, when you're on your feet, we'll talk about it again. Come about July, we talked about it again. And
did you call her?
At that time, yes, I talked to Danielle.
But you hadn't been seeing her?
No.
So in July, you called her?
Yes, ma'am. And discussed again about her making these payments. She again said she didn't have the money, kept making excuses. Finally, about September of 2002, I contacted her mother and asked for her assistance in this. Her mother agreed it wasn't right that I'm making the payments on her loan, on the loan for her surgery, and agreed to talk to her about it. She talked to Danielle. She called. She said that she would reimburse me for the payments, basically July, August, September, and October, and then start the payments in November.
And she made some payments?
Yes, she did.
How many payments did she make?
She made 4 payments.
Of what amount?
The first one of $170 in November, and then 3 at $200, and the last one in February.
Why did she stop in February? Did she tell you?
Originally, it was, she asked if she could skip March and April because she was moving into another new apartment, and she was going to have an overlap and was going to owe rent on both apartments. I said, no problem. Come April, she had decided that she wasn't going to pay it. Said that she was given advice that as long as she claimed it was a gift, that she wouldn't have to pay it.
Is that what she told you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now I'll hear you.
They were a gift.
That's for me to decide. That's for me to make a judgment about. I want you to go back to August of 2001.
August of 2001, I had definitely expressed interest in wanting to get the cosmetic surgery. And he knew that I was very, very, very interested in getting it.
How did he know? Did he have mental telepathy? Did he have a
No,
Ouija board?
we were together at the time, so he definitely saw me expressing
You
concern.
told him, not expressing.
Yeah.
Listen to me. Let's speak plain English. Right? I know you think you're smarter than I am, but you're not. You told him, so listen to me. I told him I really wanted to have this surgery.
Yes.
Then let me hear that. I don't want to hear he knew, I expressed to him.
I told him I really wanted to have the surgery.
And what did he say to you?
He said he would get them for me, along with all the other gifts that he had also gotten me over the time that we were together. I even received gifts after we were together.
Gifts are one thing.
But I considered this a gift as well because
I know what you considered it. Let's move on. So you had the surgery, and then did there come a time after you broke up when you moved into a new apartment?
Yes, right at the time we were breaking up.
Did you tell him that you were strapped for money?
Yes.
Did there come a time when you moved into a different apartment?
Yes.
Did you have a conversation with him at that time as well?
Yes.
Did you tell him at that time that you were strapped for money?
Yes.
You see all these things, how they come together? It's so easy, madam, when you just get it together and tell me the truth.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
How old was your daughter when she had breast augmentation?
22.
You didn't think she was nice enough before?
I absolutely agree that it was not necessary.
Unnecessary is not the word. Stupid is the word. Stupid.
And later today,
You two ladies decided to go out for the evening. You were going to be the drunk, and she was going to be the sober driver. So far, is that correct?
Yes.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Brian Malafronte is suing his ex-fiancée, Danielle Barella, for the cost of breast enlargement.
Now, let us assume, sir, that you became engaged. And I want you to all answer honestly. This may not turn out badly for you. It may. But I want you to answer me honestly. Let us assume that things worked out as you had initially planned when you became engaged. You got married. You think she would have paid you back this money?
No, ma'am.
Good answer. Even though it was originally a loan, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Because when it was originally a loan, you weren't engaged and didn't know whether you were going to have a long-term life together, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Like it. Now, you want to tell me why you made the payments?
I made the payments because at that point I was frightened of him, because when we had broken up, he constantly drove his motorcycle by my house, showed up at my works, definitely talked to all my friends trying to find out where I was.
When did you break up?
In April of 2002.
We're talking about later on when you made the payments, madam. You
Right.
didn't make the payments in April of 2002. If I believe just your baloney about being frightened, your mouth is twisted. If I believed the baloney about, frightened of him, then you would have started to make the payments as soon as he drove his motorcycle by your place of employment. You didn't. So you want to get it together and tell me why you started to make the payments.
Just so he would leave me alone. I was tired of being followed, having to know where I was.
Did you ever file a police report about it?
No, I did not.
So stop complaining about it now. I'm not interested. So you made payments. Why did you stop making payments?
Because I got a message from my mom saying that if we were still together, that he would be paying for him. So basically,
of course. That's what he just said. He just said if he had been engaged and gotten married, there's no question that he would not be paying him back.
Well, I considered it all a gift, though.
Oh, but it wasn't. It wasn't.
But I have all these other things that he bought me even after we were engaged.
That's okay. Put your hand down. I'm not interested in what you have to say. Teach her responsibility. I mean, she was moron enough at her age to have surgery that she didn't need, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. So you don't want to add to that, do you?
I think I know some things about this that you would like to know.
Oh, sure. You're just dying to do it. Step up. How old was your daughter when she had breast augmentation?
22.
You didn't think she was nice enough before?
Oh, I absolutely agree that it was not necessary.
Unnecessary is not the word. Stupid is the word. Stupid is the word for a 22-year-old because she likes to work in a particular restaurant. That's the word, stupid.
It wasn't necessarily for the restaurant. It was for myself.
Oh, you mean you had a bad self-image?
Yeah, I did.
Is that what you told me, you had a bad self-image?
Yes. It was something that I wanted to make myself feel better.
Get a different job.
She has a
Go to
degree.
school.
I do have a
Get a degree. That makes you feel better. Having bigger breasts doesn't necessarily make you feel better. Being smart makes you feel better. Now, you want to tell me what you have to tell me?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Fast.
Okay. At the time that Brian had agreed to get Danny the money, I had expressed to him that I did not want this to be done. And he said, well, I want to do this for her.
Good.
And there was never any talk of it being a loan.
You don't know about that, madam. Were you in the bedroom with them? Were you in the bedroom with them?
No, I was not.
Good. Have a seat. There's no question in my mind that it was originally a loan, and you were supposed to have paid him back. That's different from a box of chocolates or a very expensive scarf or a ring or a pin that one gets as a gift. If he's stupid enough to take out a loan to buy you those things, then he's a real idiot. I don't think he's an idiot. And he was very honest with me. He said if you were together and if you had married, certainly he would not pursue this loan. But you weren't together anymore, and it was originally a loan, because otherwise he would not have taken that money out. It wasn't money that he readily had. So you owe him the money. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,000, which probably isn't enough to cover the entire loan, but it's a good beginning. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm very happy with the judge's ruling.
I don't agree with her judgment at all.
Had a lot of things slung around the court that I haven't done.
She was driving by my house, constantly finding out where I was, found out where I lived.
She lived behind a biker bar. I ride motorcycles. Kind of hard not to go by there.
He's hurt that I broke his heart, and he just wants to have a tie to me.
She's trying to make herself feel better by making me look like the bad guy.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Perlick versus Bauer. Step forward, please.
21-year-old loan officer Hannah Perlick is suing her former friend, 22-year-old sales associate Tracy Bauer, for driving her car while drunk and wrecking it. Tracy is countersuing for impound fees.
All right, ladies. Let me run through what I perceive to be the chronology of events of this day or evening. Bert, I would like you to listen carefully so that if I make a mistake here, either in my perceptions or the facts, you let me know right away.
Absolutely.
Good. I believe it was the 12th of
December.
It was the 12th of December of last year, and you two ladies decided to go out for the evening. And you took your car.
Correct.
to a
club downtown.
And you were going to be drinking.
Yes.
So, according to you, you decided that you were going to be the drunk and she was going to be the sober driver. So far, is that correct?
Yes.
And when you got to the club, lo and behold, she decided also to be a
drunk.
Now, when you were getting ready to leave, for whatever reason, you both decided that she was less drunk than you were, according to you.
It was just basically that it was predetermined that she would drive before we went, and so I drank freely because it was going to be her responsibility to make sure that we were home. And
that sounds really responsible, so that you told her she had to drive.
Well, I have a prior, I do have a DWI, and so I don't do it. And so if I'm going to go out, I'm going to make sure that I have a way home.
And that you'd never drink and drive, correct?
I can't say...
Correct?
Not never. I don't want to lie. It's not never, but I...
Well, on this particular evening, you were committed not to drink and drive.
That's correct.
All right. In any event, it is your claim that when you left the club, she was driving.
Yes.
And she had an accident with your car.
Correct.
Causing several $1,000s worth of damage for which you want her to be responsible. That's generally your case.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yes.
Trust me, it gets better. After you drove home with the now damaged car, Miss Bauer had to get back to her house, right?
Right. Actually...
And and she had left her car at your house, right?
Mm-hmm.
You did not want her to drive because she was too drunk. So you, ready? Drove her car back to her house. And you got pulled over for DUI. Miss Perlick, who wasn't going to drink and drive that night, because you were too smart. And Miss Bauer is counterclaiming because she says that because of you, that you drove her car home, she has had to get her car out of impound, and she has to now drive around with license plates that say that a drunken driver drives this car. DUI. Right?
Yep.
That's your counterclaim.
Yep.
Got it? Well, let me synthesize it for you, Bert, just in case you missed it. The two of them went out for an evening. They had made up before that the defendant was going to be the sober driver because Miss Perlick has a prior DWI and she likes to drink. Miss Bauer also decided to drink that night. So now it's time to go home and they're both drunk. However, Miss Perlick says, well, we had a prior arrangement. Prior arrangement was that she was going to drive. And that I don't care whether drunk or sober, she's going to drive.
She agreed.
She was agreed. Yep. This contract. So, according to Miss Perlick, Miss Bauer drove. Of course, Miss Bauer says she really wasn't driving, but that's neither here nor there.
Okay.
So, Miss Bauer then gets home to Miss Perlick's house. Now, she's got her car there.
Yeah.
There's an accident. Miss Perlick says, I won't let her drive home because she's drunk. So, Miss Perlick decides, even though she was too drunk to drive her own car, she decides to drive Miss Bauer's car home.
Right, she's not
and
that
she's
drunk.
and she's driving like a snake in the road, and some very, very efficient, diligent, intuitive cop pulls her over and says, drunk, prior DUI, impound the car and put on DUI plates on the car. Ergo, her countersuit. Got it? Now, Bird, would you let these two people go out and fend for themselves and say to them, what are you bothering me for?
That would pretty much be my side.
That would pretty much be my view. You acted like two morons, like two idiots, like half-baked nuts that night, the two of you, driving, drinking, putting other people's lives at risk, and then you come to a court and you say you fix it. Don't you feel stupid?
May I speak?
Oh, yes. I was hoping you would say, yes, I feel stupid. I'm sorry, Judge.
Oh.
Goodbye, but I'll be more than happy to listen to you, Miss Perlick. Go ahead.
I am beyond stupid, especially when I'm drunk, and I know that. And that's exactly why she was going to drive. When we left, She told me, no, I'm gonna drive. You're not supposed to drive. She seemed fine to me. She told me, don't call the cops. Don't get the insurance company involved. I will pay for everything. She came to me, Hannah, I am so sorry. Please let me pay you back. I said, okay, I let it go for a few months. My witness also came to me and said, you know what? She's running her mouth. She says, I don't have the money. I'm not gonna pay her back. Sure. That's why we're here. I'm not gonna deny that I'm stupid. I was ignorant. I shouldn't have driven that night. I was not given a DWI that night because I was not drunk. I got pulled over for going 3 miles over the speed limit coming off an off-ramp because she has a Grand Prix, I have a truck.
You told me you were too drunk to drive your own car home.
And then 3 hours later, sitting in front of my house after the accident had happened.
You got all sobered up?
Yes, very much.
How old are you?
I am 21 years old.
Miss Perlich, if you're 21 years old and have a prior DUI, then what you have to do is stop drinking. Stop drinking and stop fetching.
Yes, ma'am.
And you don't come and clog up the courts and bog down the courts with your nonsense. You both did the wrong thing that night. Deal with it. That's all. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Yeah, this is case number 54 on the calendar in the matter of Barstow versus Mata. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Which one of the Mata girls? Is that you? You're the one who scratched his car?
Yes.
That's what the lawsuit is about, yours. You scratched your car with a can or something. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Why did you scratch his car?
I didn't do it on purpose. It was accidental.
Well, tell me how accidentally that happened.
Me and my friend Jessica Santa Cruz were walking down the street.
Speak up.
And we found a runned-over Mountain Dew can.
A Mountain Dew can? You have to speak clearly so I can understand you. A Mountain Dew can, and what had happened to the Mountain Dew can?
It had been runned over.
So it was flat?
Yes.
And where were you when you saw this flat Mountain Dew can?
I was on the sidewalk.
What did you do with it?
I picked it up.
Why?
Because we just...
Speak up.
Look at me.
We just picked it up just to play with it like a Frisbee.
So you were tossing it like a Frisbee?
Yes.
And what happened when you were tossing it like a Frisbee?
It hit Mr. Barstow's car.
So if it hit Mr. Barstow's car, are you responsible for any damage it did to his car?
Yes.
You are? Good. So you're responsible for the damage to Mr. Barstow's car?
Yes.
Good. That's easy. You're not responsible because it was an accident. It wasn't an accident that you threw the can like a Frisbee, right? You did that on purpose.
No, I had threw it to her.
No. You threw the can on purpose. It may have hit his car by accident, but you threw the can on purpose.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Barstow, I know, says that's not what happened. You were, in fact, making marks on his car.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what you saw.
It's Friday evening. I just had purchased the vehicle. It was only 4 days old. Got a call from a neighbor across the street, my daughter's friend, who witnessed it, called, said, hey, better get out front. Somebody's vandalizing your car. Looked out the window. I seen her with the soda can. This is the soda can. It wasn't a Mountain Dew. It was a 7-Up can. I came downstairs. She was already out at the end of my driveway. I seen her drop the can. I went around the side of my car to look to make sure.
You have pictures of what your car
Yes,
looked like
Your Honor,
that
I
was
do.
4 days old?
Pictures and estimates.
Can I see the pictures first?
Oops, shoot. Then when I went outside and went around the side of my car in the front, she was already running down the street. I looked.
Okay, just a minute. That's somebody who scratched the car.
Yes, ma'am.
And your car was 4 days old?
Yes, ma'am.
Baloney, you scratched his car. Now, your parents may have believed the story about playing Frisbee and you just hit it. This wasn't just hitting his car. These are scratches intentionally made on his car. Do you understand that, madam? I make myself clear?
Yes.
So, your mother and father may have believed this baloney story that you told. I do not believe it. You know why I don't believe it? Because it's not true. So when you saw her do the damage to the car, you chased after her.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's what their complaint is, because they say you chased after her. And in addition to chasing after her, they say you threw a rock at her.
No, ma'am.
Of course not.
No.
You didn't throw a rock at her. She may have told her parents you threw a rock at her. Right?
No.
Well, who told your parents that they threw a rock at you?
My witness, Jessica Santa Cruz.
The one who's going to lie to me and tell me that it was all an accident when you were playing Frisbee with the bottle. Is that right? Is that what you're going to tell me? I don't even want to hear you. Because it's a lie. Right? Yeah, it is. Because she scratched his car. Because this man didn't scratch his 4-day-old car. She scratched the car. You think, Mr. and Mrs. Maida, that this man scratched his 4-day-old car?
Yes, I do think he scratched his own car.
Are you on any kind of medication?
No, I'm not.
I want to tell you something. He did not scratch his own car.
He's done it before, ma'am.
He did not scratch his own car, sir.
Okay.
And if he chased your daughter, she deserved it.
I don't think so.
I'm telling you, she deserved it. Even if what you told me was true, that she was playing Frisbee near enough to his car so that it hit his car, then she ran away, what would you think he should do? Not chase her? I don't believe he threw a rock at her. That's ridiculous.
Well,
That's ridiculous.
We have a statement where everything happened at another witness's house where she rolled up.
I'm not interested in statements. Listen to me very carefully. Let me tell you something. I don't read statements. I hear witnesses. I look at them. I watch them. I watch their body English. I listen to human experience. Human experience tells me the following. It tells me that a man, not a woman either, but especially a man, does not get a car that's 4 days old and go out and put scratches all over it for sport. Do you work, by the way?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do?
An aerospace worker.
And how long have you been an aerospace worker?
20 years, Your Honor.
You work for how many companies?
One company, Your Honor.
One company, which means that he's not a lunatic. Lunatic might get a new car and go out and scratch it up, but not somebody who's been working in an aerospace industry for 20 years at the same job. A teenager might, for some reason, decide to vandalize his car and then run away, which is exactly what your daughter did. She vandalized her car, with or without this little other fibber over here, and then when she got caught, she started to run, and he chased her. Now that's your counterclaim, because he traumatized her by chasing her, right?
And he used profanity and threw a rock at her.
He didn't throw a rock at her.
Yes, he did.
I don't believe you. I want somebody here today to testify before me. Don't show me a statement. I'm not interested in your statements.
This is from the other court.
Listen to me for a minute, Mr. Maida.
All righty.
I don't hear hearsay. I want a witness who saw him throw a rock at her that day. Do you have that witness here? You? Did you see it? Mm-hmm. Stand up. You. Sit down. Name?
Jessica Santa Cruz.
Jessica, what were you doing with the can?
Throwing it like a Frisbee.
Right. And how did his car get scratched?
I accidentally hit his car.
How many times?
We threw it 3 times.
You threw it and hit his car 3 times? Is that right? How come she didn't tell me that? So you threw it 3 times. I don't care if she's crying or not. She wants to lie, she's got to cry.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
when you had her sign this, you knew it was a lie.
I assume that when she signed it, she read it.
You knew it was a lie, Mr. Weiss.
I didn't know it was a lie, Your Honor.
You had to have known, sir. You're not going to weasel out of it.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Stephen Barstow claims 13-year-old Gina Mata scratched his truck with an aluminum can. Gina claims Stephen threw a rock at her.
After you scratched his car 3 times by throwing the Frisbee 3 times at his car, tell me about when he threw a rock at her.
When he came outside on the phone, and he threw the phone on the floor, and then he started running. He tripped and he picked up a rock and he started running after her and he chucked it at her.
What is it about Mr. Barstow that you and your friend didn't like that you hit his car 3 times?
I don't...
What is it about him?
He's never done nothing to me.
What about to her?
Nothing.
So why did you choose his car?
We did it.
You hit his car 3 times, madam, according to you. She hit his car 3 times. No. Once is by accident. Twice is on purpose. 3 times is vandalism. Did you know that they hit his car 3 times?
No, I didn't.
Now you know. According to her. Not once by accident. 3 times your daughter hit his car. Let me see the estimates. Now sit down. How much is it going to cost you to repaint your car?
Cheapest estimate, I believe, is a little over $1,300, and the most expensive one was $1,416.
$1,300. That's what he gets. Your daughter did exactly 100% the wrong thing. And if you had listened and questioned your daughter a little more carefully, you would have found out that they vandalized his car on purpose. Once is an accident. 3 times is on purpose. And if he chased her, that is exactly what he should have done. So your counterclaim is dismissed. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,300. That's all. Step out.
Ah, man. Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thought she was fair and everything worked out.
It was windy, and we had scooted over, and it had hit his truck.
By accident.
I have no idea why the girl did that.
Things happen, and unfortunately, this is the way it had to end up.
The justice system is still fair.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Schroeder versus Weiss. Step forward, please.
29-year-old business owner Angela Schroeder is suing her former personal trainer, 27-year-old Matt Weiss, for a refund of his fee. Angela claims Matt's services were second-rate.
Ms. Schroeder, according to what I read, you hired the defendant to give you some assistance and some direction with some training and nutrition.
Yes.
And you bought a series of sessions from him?
Yes.
You were dissatisfied after 2 sessions, say he didn't deliver what he promised. You want the rest of your money back.